Welcome to Cooking with Chef Kylie. This is our first segment, and we're here today at Marshfield Medical Center in Beaver Dam. And I have a special guest here today. This is our new general surgeon, Dr. Chapman.
Hi there.
So Dr. Chapman, you want to tell me a little bit about yourself before we get into everything?
Sure. I'm originally from East Troy, Wisconsin, so a Wisconsin kid. I went to college in Milwaukee and then medical school also in Milwaukee, and then finished my general surgery residency at the Medical College of Wisconsin this past year, and then joined here at Beaver Dam in mid-September. So been here like a month and a half or so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you like it and so far? You enjoy it all?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's great. I love the small town community feel of the hospital, and I fit right in here. I'm from a small town, grew up in the country on a farm, so.
Right, yeah, it's perfect.
So yeah, I like the drive to work. It's all farm country.
Perfect. Well, today we're going to be doing a little bit of Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving is right around the corner, right? And instead of just doing like an entire turkey in a big fest, like we all know how to cook, well, at least most of us, I decided to talk about what we can do with leftovers. Because, I mean, you got a lot of leftovers after Thanksgiving,
Of course,
right? Yeah.
Everyone has a lot of leftovers after Thanksgiving.
Exactly. So today we're going to be showcasing a leftover turkey salad. So just a couple little things that you might have left over from Thanksgiving, and we can recycle them and put them to good use. Okay?
Great.
So before I get into the cooking demo, I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the fact that we do have lots of leftovers from Thanksgiving, and kind of some rules, some maybe untouchable rules that people don't really talk about. They might eat their Thanksgiving turkey for a week afterwards, and then they end up in the doctor because they got a bellyache and everything like that. So the general rule is about 3 to 4 days after you prepare it, it can sit in the fridge. After that 4th day, we say pitch it because it's not probably, there's probably some weird bacteria and things growing on that. And then if you decide to, say, freeze your turkey for soups or something along those lines, we say about 3 to 4 months in the freezer. So 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator and 3 to 4 months in the freezer. Okay? Something else too, some like creative ways that you could use leftovers. Now we are obviously in a world today where we can go right on Google, right? And you literally just type in Thanksgiving leftovers and you will find so many recipes, which is great. However, if you're kind of like me, I like to just wing it and throw things together and see what happens. So some creative different things you could do are like soups and salads, casseroles, stocks, breakfast bakes, different kinds of like pastries for the mornings, things like that, breads, kind of just depending on what you all have left, okay? So I actually have a joke for you. Are you ready to hear it?
Okay.
Okay. What do you call a running turkey?
Fast food.
Oh man, she got it on the first try. Yes, it is fast food. I was talking to a girl today and I was like, how does this sound for an opener? And she looked at me and said, I wish I was just as funny as you, Kylie. Okay, so we're gonna start the demo. So essentially we have some shredded turkey here, and we have some mayonnaise, some Greek yogurt, some dried cranberries, pecans, some chives, parsley, and then we have some mixed greens and some leftover dinner rolls from Thanksgiving, okay? Now, we're using Greek yogurt today in this recipe. If you are, some people are a little weird about Greek yogurt, I don't know. You can definitely use like sour cream. That's typically, like in my family, when I'm trying to get my kids to eat a little healthier, right? I pretend this is sour cream and they don't even know the difference. So we've got the Greek yogurt, and we're going to make a little bit of a sauce, okay? So we're gonna start by taking our mayonnaise and our Greek yogurt, and I'll give you a spoon, and you can just get that in there. So that is about a quarter cup of mayonnaise. And I think we'll post the recipe onto the page as well. Perfect. Okay, and then we've got about a third, or 3/4 cups, I apologize, of Greek yogurt. What we are going to do after that is we're going to just take a little bit of the pecans. You don't have to dump them all in, just you know, however much you think that you would like. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the cranberries. Now, if you have the dried cranberries at home, that's awesome. If you don't, say you do like that gelled cranberry that looks so awesome coming out of the can, it's just hysterical for me. But you could take some of that cranberry and actually mix it in that mayo instead, and now you have like a cranberry mayo. Okay, so this is kind of this is more of a texture in there. And then we'll take some chives here, and we're gonna snip the chives. So if you want to take that, and then I'll let you cut that. Now you could use fresh chives, you could use dried chives, anything of the sort.
Being messy.
That's okay. That's part of the battle there. Half the fun. So, Dr. Chapman, do you like to cook?
I'm not a very good cook. I can make anything that's frozen or in a box. My husband's a better cook than I am, but yeah, I'm more of the quick and easy option is usually what I choose to cook. I'm not very good. So.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's okay too. I mean, we're not all great, awesome cooks, you know. My husband also does not like to cook, so and he cooks things out of boxes, and that's great. You know, the part of cooking is not. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cook everything from scratch, you know. I certainly don't go home and kill a chicken and debone it and cook it for my family, you know. There's definitely ways around life and families and things like that that you use convenience, and that's part of 2021, right? We're not in the 1800s anymore. What about, like, what does cooking mean to you?
Well, you know, growing up, I think my mom was kind of similar to me in that she wasn't a big cook. My grandma was really into baking, so kind of when I think about cooking, I think about baking. My grandma was really good at making like chocolate chip cookies and pies. She would make pies for Thanksgiving, apple pie and pumpkin. So I kind of think about cooking with or baking with her.
Sure.
Like when I was younger.
Sure, like a little just memory and nostalgia there,
Yeah.
right? Brings you back a little bit. Absolutely. So here's the fun question I love to ask people. If you had to eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a steak and potatoes kid, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep, steak.
Any
No fat on it. Just a fillet.
yeah, a nice fillet, nice
Yeah.
juicy fillet.
That's right.
Okay, that's awesome. So when you were like in school, or like as a kid, I guess, did you always want to be a doctor?
No. When I was younger, I was really into sports. I played softball and basketball in high school, and I ended up playing basketball in college, and like I literally went to college to play basketball. I had no idea like what I wanted to do, and then I ended up getting hurt. I tore my ACL, and then that kind of introduced me to the medical field. And then by my senior year of college, I decided to go to medical school and applied and got in, and I guess the rest is history.
Right,
but, yeah,
absolutely.
but I had no like ambition to become a doctor when I was like in first grade or anything like that.
Sure, yeah,
I was going to be like a pro basketball player,
yeah.
but I just never grew or got big and strong.
I think all of our childhood aspirations kind of run out. I don't know a whole lot of people that ever, want to be something and then actually aspire to be it. I think we all change as we get older, so that you fit right in with everybody else. They always say that most people that work in healthcare kind of have a tie to it somehow. So
Right.
that's kind of, that's your story,
Yeah,
right? You kind of
yeah.
just, you hurt yourself and
Yeah.
you figured that out that way.
Did you know you wanted to be a chef?
I did not. So I wanted to be a few different things, but a big thing that I remember growing up is I did want to be in healthcare. I actually wanted to be an anesthesiologist. Weird, right? For
How
like
did
a
you even know
child,
what that was?
right? And my grandpa had an accident, and he had his hand severed off. And as a child, I remember being like, I want to help him and I want to help people. I can't necessarily do like, I wouldn't want to be in there doing the surgery, but I thought it would be really cool to like almost, put somebody out and bring them back to life. As terrible as that sounds, I just thought it was cool. And then I realized how much schooling you have to go to. And I didn't really care for school. But cooking has always been in my life, in my family, through my family, my grandpa, my grandma, my mom, my dad, always. So it kind of was a second nature,
Yeah.
and I was working in jobs and everything, and then I just kind of fell into my lap. Never thought I'd be in healthcare working that though. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of get back to this for a second here. So Dr. Chapman had chopped up some fresh chives, and then while she was talking, I actually chopped up some fresh parsley. So we have that in there, and we're going to actually just give it a little bit of a mix here. If you want to mix it up, I'm gonna open one of our dinner rolls. So what do you think your favorite thing is about practicing medicine?
Well, I love being able to help people. The nice thing about surgery is a lot of people come in to me with acute problems, appendicitis or, a gallbladder problem or things like that. And I can offer them a surgery and I can fix the problem that they have. Where a
Right.
lot of medicine is, dealing with chronic issues, just prescribing medication or things like that. And the thing I love about surgery is that I can actually fix something and use my own two hands, and it gets me away from the computer and the chart and everything,
Right.
and
Yeah.
allows me to do something a little more physical. So,
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. What do you think about that? You think that looks good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah? Perfect. I think it looks
Smells
really
good.
good. It does smell really good. I don't know if everybody can see that, but it looks super delicious here. So I'm going to plate this two different ways, actually. I'm going to move this off to here. And we've got some leftover dinner rolls. Do you like dinner rolls for
Yep.
Thanksgiving?
Of course.
Yeah. We were talking today earlier about the Hawaiian dinner rolls. I don't know if you're a fan of those.
Yeah, those
but,
are good.
we eat that with some spinach artichoke dip, and like the savoriness of the spinach artichoke dip and the sweetness of the roll. What a combination, let me tell you. It's awesome. Okay, so we've got our dinner rolls and we've got some mixed green salad here. So there's two different types of way that we could actually kind of do this. We could put the chicken salad right on top of our lettuce, okay? So I'm just gonna take this like this. Okay. So what do you, do you like Thanksgiving? Some people don't like, not necessarily the holiday, but the food associated with Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving. It brings family together, and the food's good, turkey and mashed potatoes and
Right.
corn and green bean casserole. My mom likes to make that. And all the pies. I have a sweet tooth, so
You do?
I like dessert.
Yes, that's like so I love food. Thanksgiving is probably my least favorite food holiday, oddly enough. I don't really care for like turkey and all that stuff, but I will be the first one to like grab that whole entire pie and sit down and eat that. Like that will be my dinner, for sure. Do you have any like favorite, like what's your all-time favorite kind of Thanksgiving food?
I like the pumpkin pie. Like pumpkin pie, a bunch of whipped cream.
I was just gonna ask,
tons
like,
of whipped cream. Like, more whipped cream than pie.
Yes, that's the best way to eat
But
pie.
yeah. I love pumpkin pie right around Thanksgiving. I don't know, it just feels right.
It does feel right, yes. Okay, so I plated this first one here, so you could just do a simple little chicken salad. I'm gonna save a little bit of this to garnish with, like that. Okay, delish. Otherwise, the other thing I kind of wanted to just show really quick was, say you don't want, to serve it like that, and you actually wanted to do the rolls, right? But the rolls themselves, like if say you're having like a Friendsgiving, right? Those are kind of popular right now, Friendsgivings. So say you're gonna have a Friendsgiving and you're gonna use mom's leftover turkey here. And you're going to do these cute little dinner roll slider with turkey salad, okay? Now that's just kind of like meh, right, when you get it on your plate. Not that awesome. However, if you take just a little bit of lemon juice and a tad bit of olive oil here, you mix that together. You see how that looks? So that is called an emulsification, okay? So when you put an acid and an oil together, it binds it together, right?
Okay.
So if I let this actually sit here for a little bit, it would start to separate again. If you go to a fancy like Italian restaurant and they pour the oil and the balsamic vinegar. So if you mix that together on your plate, it'll emulsify. So we're going to just pour a tiny little bit of that over the top here. I'm going to take just a little bit of this. You could put it on your plate like that. And now you have leftover pecans, right? And some cranberries, just like that. And then I'm gonna actually just give a little touch of salt and pepper just to bring that out a little bit. And now you have two different ways to have leftover Thanksgiving. What do you think about that?
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I appreciate you coming on here. This is our first kind of series of this, so we're still trying to work out the kinks and everything, but I admire your, determination and everything getting up here and cooking with me today.
You made it easy on me. So.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I'm really happy that you could join us today, and I really wish you and your family a healthy and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.